Hello students. Yesterday we were studying about the mechanical waves, and also we have seen a number of characteristics of the wave motion, and how many types of waves we have, and what are the properties of the wave, and what types of the medium particles that were needed for the wave motion in particular that types of wave motion. Like in case of mechanical waves, we always need a medium for the propagation of wave. In case of matter waves, only matter particles or material particles like electron, proton, neutrons, they are possessing such types of wave whenever they are in motion. And third types of wave, that is electromagnetic wave. So that wave doesn't need any types of intervening medium for its propagation. It directly transferred its energy from one point to another point without disturbing any position, any intervening medium, and it is unaffected by this. Only the factor that can affect whenever it will travel through the medium, some of the properties that will change. So basic here we are talking about the waves. So waves that can be generated differently whenever we are talking different types of waves. So we have seen a number of characteristics that are needed for the production of wave, and particularly for mechanical wave if we are talking here, then for mechanical wave medium should have some properties like inertia, elasticity, minimum friction. These types of properties the medium should have for the propagation of wave. As you know that with the help of inertia and elastic property, the particle that is executing a simple harmonic oscillation that will try to regain its position. It means that it will have a tendency to develop a restoring force to bring the system in its original configuration, and also inertia property that will try to restore whole of its energy. So in this way you can see that while all the particles that are executing simple harmonic motion in the wave motion, they are only vibrating, they are not transferring their energy to the system. Second thing I just told you, whenever they are colliding to the second particle, that is they transfer their energy, then their collision that will be perfectly elastic. There is no loss of energy while they are transferring their energy to the second particle. We have to understand, we have to think first is that as we are here talking about the ideal cases, in real cases we will see the case of damped harmonic oscillation. So in case of simple harmonic oscillation, as we know that there is the case of free oscillation, no resisting forces, no dissipating forces that are acting in the system. So that's why due to resisting and dissipating forces, energy can be lost while particle that is executing oscillation, or whenever a particle that is in the motion. So if that all forces that are absent, then we can call the oscillation as the free oscillation. So whenever particles that are executing simple harmonic motion, if they will collide perfectly elastic. Then in the perfectly elastic manner, if they will collide, then they will transfer whole of its energy to the adjacent particle, and that adjacent particle will start to collide with some frequency, and it will have some amplitude. And as all the particles they are at the different positions, their phase are different, and a constant phase difference you can see, means phase difference will always obtained. Second next factor is that in the case of wave motion, the particle velocity, means the particles that are executing simple harmonic motion and they are constituting the wave motion, they can have, they will have obviously different velocities, but the wave that is moving, that is obtained due to their oscillation, then that wave has a constant velocity. It only depends on the factor that is the medium of the wave. It doesn't depend on the factor wavelength or frequency or any other intensity factors. It will not depend on that. So these are the particular characteristics of the wave. Next characteristic that you know already, there is the transfer of actually momentum takes place, or you can say that the energy in the system, only there is the transfer of energy to the adjacent particle will take place. No transfer of energy to the medium is taking place in the system. Means here you can say that transport of energy that is along with the wave, that is not, there is not any transportation to the medium to any of energy. Otherwise the motion that will be not means the oscillation of the particle, if that is not perfectly simple harmonic, then in that case obviously some of its energy will be transferred to its medium. As they will collide, then there will be not any case of perfect elastic collision. And you know that in inelastic collision there is loss of energy that takes place in the system. So if loss of energy is taking place, then definitely that loss of energy is transferred to the system medium particles. So here in the case of wave motion, these are the properties of the wave, characteristics of the wave. Next case that we have to study here, that is the sound wave. So as you know that sound wave that I have told you already yesterday, sound wave is a mechanical wave. Also the second type you can say that sound wave is longitudinal wave. So whenever we are producing sound, then it means that we are adding energy to the air particles, as here our in our surrounding air particles are present, air as the medium that is present. So these medium particles serves us for our transportation, for our wave and for our sound energy. Otherwise suppose that if there is no air medium or no medium is present, then in that case sound energy that cannot propagate in any medium. So this is mechanical type wave. Then obviously for mechanical wave we need always a medium for the propagation of wave. So this condition is must. You have to know that, you have to understand that why this is must. So in the case of conduction process or mechanical energy process, as I told you that there are a number of particles that are arranged in this way. So obviously here you can see that number of air particles that are present between me and you, and obviously if I am just producing sound, then due to production of sound it means that I am disturbing these air particles. Disturbance means I am just adding an energy to this air molecule here, and that energy is the sound energy I have added here. And due to addition of energy, this air particle is now started to vibrate, and continuous rarefaction and compression that is generated here. As in case of longitudinal wave, we know that longitudinal waves travels in compressions and rarefactions continuously, and compressions are those points for which displacement is negative, and rarefactions are those points for which displacement is positive. So here if this particle is started to vibrate, then due to this vibration, this second particle, whenever it will collide to it, then due to collision it transfer its energy to it, and continuous transfer of energy takes place, and this particle will start to oscillate, this will start to oscillate, and energy transfer takes place, and in such way the sound energy propagates in the medium. And why, I just already told you yesterday, why our sound lost after some distance. The reason is that these particles that are vibrating, they are not simple harmonic in nature. Simple harmonic motion is an ideal type, perfect type. There we are taking the condition of free oscillation, we are taking that particles are there is no resisting forces, no dissipating forces that is present in the system. So that is not possible as air molecules. If there are, you know that fluid offers viscosity, fluid offers frictions. So here frictions, viscosity, all these types of forces that are acting. So if these forces are acting, then definitely these forces will try to retard any external force, because they are in stable equilibrium, and that property is the property of the medium, and through this medium opposes any types of change in it. And here we are disturbing the medium by addition of energy. Then obviously if particle will displace from its mean position, then other all forces will try to retard this external force, and after some time, as in case of damped, we have seen that after some time it becomes amplitude becomes zero. It means that no oscillations will be there, and obviously no transfer of energy will take place, and our sound energy that will stop there, and nobody will listen after that distance. So the region for this, I think it is clear, and also why intensity goes slower down. The region is also there, as whenever here we are producing sound. So this sound energy, now this particle starts to oscillate. This will transfer its energy to it, and obviously first of all this particle is not oscillating perfectly simple harmonically. So if it is not oscillating simple harmonically, it is oscillating damped harmonically, then obviously its energy will last time by time, and means some of its energy will be used to overcome the resisting forces of like frictional forces and viscous forces of the medium. So some of the energy it will transfer to the medium to overcome such types of forces, and rest of the energy it will transfer to the system. And again we know that whenever they will collide, then in case of inelastic collision, here it perfectly elastic collision is not possible, so some of the case will be inelastic also. So in that case some of its energy will be lost in the system while they are colliding, so that energy will also transfer to the medium. And means if energy loss is taking place in both the process, then obviously less energy will be reached here, and that particle will oscillate with different amplitude. Again it will transfer and some of the energy will lose. Then finally in this way the more energy is keeping loss everywhere, then obviously after some time energy will be zero, and after that distance we will not be able to listen any voice, or will not hear it. Clear? So I think is the propagation of sound wave, and how the sound wave is propagating in the medium, that is clear to you. There is no confusion in that. In the form of rarefaction and compressions they are propagating, means obviously the direction of propagation of wave and direction of oscillation of particles, that are both in the same direction. They are in this parallel way, that's why we can say that they are longitudinal waves. So these types of questions can be asked to you. You have to understand that. And if these are understandable for you, then let's see what is the velocity of sound wave and what the factors that can affect it. One by one, let's see them. So as the case of sound wave, that is clear to you, and also there are so many sound waves, that we can see that like so many animals that are producing sound, and we are not able to see listen or hear their sound. Reason is that our ears are sensible only for some frequency. So the frequency range for which our ears are sensible, that is 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. So for this frequency range our ears are sensible, and this range is known as audible range. So within this range, if anybody, any system, any instrument, whatever we are using or whatever animals it has, whatever sound is producing, if that is lying in this region, then our ears are able to listen that sound. But whenever sounds are less than or greater than this sound, then in that case we will not be able to listen that sound. So like this type sound is known as audible sound. Next sound, that is we know that, or suppose that the sound that has frequency less than this 20 Hz. So some of the animals that can produce sound of frequency less than 20 Hz, that frequency or that sound is known as infrasonic wave. So if a sound energy that is producing frequency less than 20 Hz, then that is known as infrasonic wave. Next type of sound wave that we have, if suppose that sound that is producing that has frequency greater than 20,000 Hz, then in that case that type of sound is known as ultrasonic wave. So ultrasonic sounds or ultrasonic waves has the frequency greater than 20,000 Hz. The next case, actually in all these types of cases, as we have seen that normally, suppose that a car is traveling, moving, and that car produces sound as with the help of horn, then we see that before reaching the car to us, sound can reach. The reason is that sound has the speed in the air, that is 332 meter per second. Nearly this is 330 some, that is also called 332 meter per second. Or in case of kilometer per hour, if you will change it, then it is obtained 1200 kilometer per hour. And we know that systems or car or other vehicles that we are using, that cannot have such type of greater speed, then obviously the speed of sound is greater than the speed of vehicles, greater of the speed of cars. Then sound reaches us first, the car reaches after that. So this is the general way for any system, for any vehicle, for any transport medium that we are using, that has maximum speed to 40 and other like that for the train and other things. But here in case of sound, the speed is 1200 kilometer per hour. So this is much greater than a greater speed. That's why we listen sound first. After that, the vehicle that reaches to us. So this is the reason behind it. Second thing is that one more sound is here that can has speed, means the speed of object that is greater than the speed of sound. So such types of waves are known as supersonic waves. So supersonic waves actually moves in the form of conics. They are just like this types of conics. They are moving like cyclone. You have seen that such types of cyclic waves are formed in that case. So in the case of supersonic waves, objects are moving much greater than with much greater speed than the speed of sound. So you can think that what is the speed of that and what is the greater speed. In that case, whenever supersonic waves are produced, our homes and other sometimes of things are cracked and other type. So means it creates a huge loss, huge disturbance in so many appliances easily. So these types of sound waves that we have, basically 4 types of sound waves that we have. First is audible sound, that is between this range. Less than this is known as infrasonic wave. Greater than this is known as ultrasonic wave. And if this speed is speed of object is greater than the speed of sound, then that's the case of supersonic wave. So basically I think the categorization and also the properties of sound wave, that is clear. Its speed is this, and let's see other factors. So as we discussed already the topics for the sound wave, and we know now that sound waves are of 4 types basically. First is audible sound, second is infrasonic sound, third is ultrasonic sound, and fourth is supersonic sound. So all these category and how the sound wave, sound energy that is propagating in the medium in form of wave, we have discussed that. Next topic that we have to discuss here is the concept of speed of a traveling wave. So suppose that a wave is traveling in positive x direction, then obviously there will be some speed of the wave. Then how can we calculate the speed of that traveling wave? What will be its velocity in terms of the known factors that we have? So for that, suppose that we are taking a wave that is traveling. This is x direction and this is displacement y. Clear? And now suppose that a wave means at this point we can say that at t equal to 0 this wave is started to travel, and also at t equal to 0 its displacement will be 0, and whenever the time will change, according to that the distance will also change and its displacement will change. So suppose that after delta time t, if this wave will start to propagate, means if suppose that this traveling wave is not started to start or move or displace from t equal to 0, but it has been started from delta, after delta t time, means after some time if it is started, then we can just make this wave form like this. You can see that here dotted line is representing, suppose that at t time this wave is started to travel, and this wave is, suppose that this is wave A and this is wave B. Clear? And now after time t t plus delta t time or at t plus delta t time, this wave B is started to move. So in these two waves we can see that here their displacement points that are different for the particle that are in the same phase in this here. Suppose if this particle or this point if you are taken here, then suppose we are just representing it by some C or by some C dash. So this C is the point of highest displacement, or we can say that this is the point of amplitude, and also in the case of wave B we can see that this C dash is the point of highest displacement or the amplitude of this wave B. So in both of the cases we can see that here phase of the point that is not changing, but here displacement, only the displacement, that is actually displacement is also the same, but the displacement of particular particle at that time that is changed. As you can see that here the displacement for wave particle for wave A at this time, this is this, and for the particle that is oscillating in case of wave B, that has this displacement. So displacement for particular particles are different, but if as you can see that if they are performing same type of motion, then their phase at a particular point that are same. So if we have a wave equation that is y equal to r sin omega t minus kx, this wave equation we have already, and also the wave you can say that the velocity of the wave which is traveling, you can see its velocity is given by change in distance per unit time. So what is the change in distance here in the direction of wave, or in the distance of the wave that is traveling per unit time? If you will see that, then this will give you velocity of this wave that is traveling, or speed of the wave through which the wave is traveling here. I think in this section guys there is no confusion. Whenever wave is just traveling, I have told you that that wave is its velocity speed is constant. It means that it will have a constant phase difference, constant phase throughout the time. So obviously you can see that here 2 points that are in the constant phase, but still their particles are at the different displacement. So particle velocity will be changed here, but if you will see as a whole the wave velocity, then that wave velocity will be constant, means the phase of the wave that will be constant. So in this case, what is the phase of the wave? So as you know that this phase is represented by the augment of this sine function. Here this is amplitude and this is sine theta. This theta is the phase of the wave. So here we are saying that for the wave motion that is traveling, for this omega t minus kx, that will be constant. Clear? So if this omega t minus kx is constant, then you can differentiate this whole term with respect to time. Then this will be the differentiation of constant, that will be equal to 0 here. And finally, after differentiation, here we will get omega, here we will get k dx by dt. So this will be equal to 0. Or finally, if you will solve it, then dx by dt, this will obtain omega by k. Or in place of dx by dt, we can say that this is equal to velocity of the traveling wave. So velocity of the traveling wave is rate of change of distance. Simple. The distance that is changing in unit time, that is called the wave of the traveling wave. So speed of the traveling wave or velocity of the traveling wave. So if you consider the direction with it, then definitely it will call velocity. But still, if suppose that we are not taking in which direction it is propagating, only we are saying that a wave is traveling, a wave is propagating in the space in whatever direction. So obviously their speed, we can calculate the speed of the wave easily. So that speed of the wave, that will be equal to this factor omega by v. So if you know the angular frequency of this wave that is traveling, and the propagation constant or angular wave number, then with the help of these two quantities we can easily calculate what will be the speed of a traveling wave that is traveling in the medium. Clear? So due to displacement of the particles that are oscillating, that are vibrating simple harmonically, then due to their vibration a wave is constituted and that wave is traveling. Then what is the speed of that traveling wave? That traveling wave obviously that will has a constant phase, and this phase with the help of displacement wave equation we can calculate it very easily. So this is the phase of the wave and this will be constant. Then if you will differentiate it with respect to t, then it will provide us the required value for the speed of the wave. So I think guys there is no confusion while discussing the speed of the wave, or in other terms we can also calculate it. Like we know that the value of omega that is equal to 2 pi nu. Nu is the frequency of the wave, and also in place of this k we can write it in terms of wavelength. So finally if you will solve it, then we will obtain nu lambda. So the velocity of speed of the traveling wave that is equal to nu lambda. So if you know wavelength of the wave and frequency of the wave, then with the help of it you can also calculate what is the speed of the traveling wave. So there are a number of methods, even with the help of time period if you will calculate it, and then this will be equal to lambda by t. So with the help of all these quantities, whatever you know with the displacement wave equation, you can calculate it very easily with this speed our wave is traveling. So displacement equation, as I told you already, through the help of displacement equation we can understand, we can calculate, we can know easily all the values that are required to know that a particular wave, and means all the properties like what is velocity, acceleration, energy, other all factors we can calculate easily with the help of this displacement equation. And even we can also calculate what is the speed of the traveling wave and what is the speed of the particles that are vibrating, and through their vibration energy transfer is taking place and wave is constituting here. So in this way we can understand what is the concept of speed of traveling wave, and next class we will study the speed of transverse wave in the stressed spring. So students, we have already discussed a number of topics today, and also I think there is no confusion in that. We have discussed the properties of sound waves, and also we have discussed the speed of traveling wave. Later we will discuss other speeds, like if transverse waves that are generating in a stressed spring, then what will be the speed of that transverse wave, and what are the case of stationary wave, that we will discuss in next class. But still once more let's summarize all the chapters, all the topics that we have studied here, that will help you to understand it in more clear way. So we have started to study it from the concept of the wave through which it is producing. So wave is simple producing due to the disturbance caused in any system. Disturbance caused means we are adding some energy from the outside, and due to that system starts to oscillate, and due to their oscillation they will collide with the adjacent particle, they will transfer its energy. And energy transfer is also taking in three ways. We have already discussed that in the case of heat transfer, like in conduction way, in convection way, and in radiation way. So in the conduction way we have seen that energy is transferring to the adjacent particle by the collision, and that same process is for the process of mechanical wave. Second types of wave, that is convection. In case of here energy transfer is taking means one molecule that is leaving its position and going to the last position, again second molecule is coming to here and it is taking energy and going, means it is not affecting the intervening medium, only one point to another point it is moving, means particles are leaving their positions here. In case of mechanical wave, particles are not leaving its position, only they are transferring their energy through the collision. In third case, that is the case of radiation. In that case the wave that is constituted, that is the electromagnetic wave, and in that case without displacing, without changing their position, without disturbing any intervening medium, particle transfer its energy to the another. It is just like that. I have just told you one example. Suppose that a number of students are sitting in a row, and the first student that throw the ball directly to the last student and that catches. Means here we have seen that no particles that has displaced their position and no intervening particle are affected by it. So the such types of transfer is known as radiation, and this is in the process case of electromagnetic wave. And on the latter, we have seen that the case of mechanical wave, how many types of waves we have, like longitudinal wave, transverse wave, and what are the properties of the wave, what is the properties of particles that are oscillating here, and latter what are sound waves. And here one by one we are just studying the concept of mechanical wave, means types of mechanical waves here we are studying, and examples of mechanical waves we are studying. So I think as a summary the chapter is clear to you. So in next class we will study more of the factor of mechanical waves. So let's end the class here guys today.